I just want to share how I ended up here, okay, from my point of view.
Absolutely. We'd love
Okay.
to hear it.
All right. So a couple of weeks ago, a very good friend of mine, Brian Verrett is his name. He grew up here in LA, and he loves TV and vintage TV. We always send each other memes and videos about like the 70s, the 80s, and just to keep ourselves like happy and like good fun news back in the good old days. Um, and so he sent me this meme or video one morning, but I was so busy. I'm doing a lot of work on the house, and I'm just like, so I went to our electricity was out. Went to the local library. When was the last time you were in a library? I love libraries. So I'm sitting in there, and it's very quiet because it's a library.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I get a text from Brian that says, "Look at the video I sent you this morning." And I'm like, I will, Brian. And I'm like, okay, I need a break from doing all this other research. So I look at it, and I see your face, and it's a video while you're describing this story. And I'm going, okay, okay. He went, and this guy, this very handsome white haired gentleman, went to a party back when he was a kid in the hills at this nice house. And then it was the home of, and I knock on the door, and I'm early. And this is what you're saying. And oh, there's parking. So it must be early, but it didn't seem like it was that early because I'm not that much of a nerd. So you showed up closer to the time. As you know, LA, we have to be half an hour late to everything.
Right.
So you show up, and apparently you say the door opens up, and it's Daphne Zuniga, this house in the hills, who's throwing this party. And you had heard about this party from a friend. So then you tell the story how Daphne Zuniga goes, "Oh, hi. Yeah. Oh, you're early. Come on in and help me with some stuff. I don't know, an ice cooler and beers." I have no idea. But anyway, I'm dying laughing now. I'm like, it's about me. And I don't remember anything, but we're in the library, so I have to step out because I'm crying laughing. You're making my day, my morning. I'm just like, what? And then you describe this whole thing. And now you're like, now Daphne and I are setting up for this party that we're having. And I'm just going on, I'm just laughing so hard.
I keep thinking, this is really going well. I'm going to be boyfriend and girlfriend with Daphne Zuniga because we're getting along so well. And hell, we're throwing a party together, so obviously this will be our coming out party. Everyone will want to know who's the guy that you're hanging out with, Daphne. And she'll go, well, this is Patrick. I met him tonight and, I fell madly in love.
I'm crying, and I go, Brian, where did you get this? I don't remember this. What happened? And who was the guy that showed up apparently that crushed all your dreams and I threw my arms around? Anyway, so I'm dying for you to fill in some gaps. But when he told me that, that you also are an actor, and I remember those days of like parties in the hills that we would all just show up with
Yeah.
where we're like parking on these windy streets that like can barely even get through up in the hills. And it was my party, and I wasn't a real party girl that I remember. So I think it was probably the only party I ever threw. So if you have any other memories, that's what I would love. Anyway, when
Well,
Brian said
that's
that
a,
you had a
that's a
podcast,
wonderful, that's like the ultimate response that, you throw these videos out into the world and, half the time, don't ever think that that dream girl, still exists or is going to see it. And so I'm freaking out. I get a message from your friend and then I get a message from you and it's like, I'm like 12 years old again. I'm like, it's Stephanie Zuniga.
but
So
here we are.
there's our meet cute.
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show. Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.